Whoops. Looks a bit slow. Morning, everybody. It's Monday, and I'm not sure whether we're going to get away with this one. We're working off the phone again. We're over in Newcastle, further north and over to the east of England, on the coast here, catching up with David Scott Cowper. We're going to see his 3 boats today, which will be really quite cool. He's got an icebreaker, actually, a big icebreaker powerboat called Polar Bound that he's done the Arctic with, and Ocean Bound to, which is the boat he beat Chichester's record and also Che Blythe's record, east west west east, and then Tin Pippin, which is his GGR boat, but he's not going to enter that. He's doing something else. So anyway, we'll have a look at that. And I'm running off my phone, so if you lose me, it's because of lack of internet. But we'll see. We wrapped up with the Chester thing yesterday, the Chester Symposium, which was really great. Look, we had some great people, but this was the 580 guys there. There's 4 580 owners looking at different ideas, and three builders and 1 buyer. So that was fun to catch up with them. I did a little video which we'll share later on that one, and that was just a group of speakers. It was really quite a fun event, actually. Plenty of crazy adventures there anyway. So, and just recapping yesterday, Reno sent me that message after we switched off, I think it was, and he was about 3 miles in front of Peeler at the time. So hopefully we've got the tracker back in line, and it's all looped through at 8 o'clock this morning. We'll get on and have a look right now and see what's happening. And the sickness in the fleet, we knew about Kerry. Kerry didn't want to speak about it at the beginning, which is why he went out wide. But you'll see what's going on in the entrant report. So stick around for that. We've had 3 people in the fleet who've gone down, but they're slowly recovering. Anyway, that's affected some performance, but here we go. You're on the tracker, and I'm going to get on the tracker right now. Still seems to be working, so that's good. Jane will be watching this to make sure it's still running in case I'm talking to nobody. Anyway, here's the fleet making good progress, and Renault is not updated. He's actually in the front. So he's 4 o'clock. Peeler is 8 o'clock. That's bad luck. So Renault, something must be going on there. We'll keep working on that and see how we go. So, but he's in the lead. I'll do an estimated position. Jasmine is 8 o'clock. Everyone else is 8 o'clock, so that's fine. Christian is 8 o'clock. He was lagging behind last time. He did a double jump. And Kerry should be, yep, everyone's 8 except Renault. Oh, he just popped up. Okay, but it's still showing Peeler is got the crown, but she's not. But she's doing really well, so she deserves the crown when you look at the improvement on performance. All right, we'll start from the back of the fleet and see what's happening. So Jazz is bringing up the rear at 8:01 this morning. Did 101 miles in the last 24 hours, doing 5 knots at the moment. Looks like some of them have got current. We'll look at that as well. Kerry, stand by for his entrant report. 5.7 knots, 135 mile day. That's pretty good. Entrant, he's 4 o'clock. Okay, so we found another 4 o'clock. So he's been doing 5.7 and 125 mile day. So his approximate position will be up here alongside Adam somewhere. And in fact, let's just do it because I think he's the only one. So 4 o'clock, 5.7, so say 6. 6 was 24, so he's probably done 22 miles. So Entrant will be from there up here somewhere. That's 30 miles. Okay, he'll be about there. So he's in front of Eric, behind Adam, and doing pretty well. He's up in the mid fleet, which is good for him. So then we got the big pack. Everyone's there. Josh, 8 o'clock position, 5.6, 132 mile day. So a bit faster than Entrant overall for the day. Christian, 6.2, 138. He's put the pressure on. catching up to Eric. Eric doing 5.3, 127. So still level pegging, the beauty of One Design Racing. 5.7 and 134 for Adam. So they're obviously sitting in the current. 134 is impressive, but we'll see. Not saying Adam's going slow, but 135 for Jacob, 6 knots. So that this is going to be the mid-fleet here, I think, but we'll see how far they separate. For now, this is the rear fleet. Entrant, Adam, and Jacob are in the mid-fleet, and this is the lead pack. Daniel, 6.5 knots, 140. He's in the swing of things now. Had a slow start. He was lagging behind, but he's got back into the routine, and they're all focused on the finish. Kind of strange. Peeler, 6.6, so faster boat speed, 138 mile. And Renault, leader of the pack, 6.9, 117. That's a bit weird. There might be that doesn't stack up right. The daily run in the last 24 hours. Peeler's done 138. She's 8 o'clock, so there's a glitch there. I would think that what's going on there. 24. Well, I don't know. It's a bit hard. There's something still funny going on with Renault Tracker, but I'm certain that that's probably. It looks like the correct relative position. So if we look at distance to the finish, that might be distorted as well. I'm going to measure his lead. I'll measure his lead on Peeler rather than look at the distance to the finish. Whoops, wrong one. I want to press that one. So Renault, transom to transom. Peeler right behind him is around about 5.5 miles in front of Peeler. And Dan is about 21, 22 miles behind Renault. So it's only like 4 hours, not too bad. And the mid-pack, if we go down here, only 40 miles. There's not a lot in it. They're all doing pretty well, maintaining consistency. Okay, let's have a look at the current. That's the next big deal. They're in the zone. And if we get rid of that, come down here, hit that. Yep, they're just hitting it now, and we'll assume that the graphic is pretty correct because it's a really distinct current. It's not like Gulfstream and things like that, but I'd say it's always there. So they're all getting a benefit from the current, and it's going to increase as they get further up. And this is where it's going to peak. So I would say you'll see them roll around this and then probably head out when they come to the issue of the Amazon later on with all the flotsam and jetsam and stuff coming out of the river. So that's a big help. This blue, just to remind you, those that haven't been watching it, this is the speed scale. Down here, the colour scale along the bottom. And they're bordering on the white here, which is up to 3 knots. So it's what we saw in the Gulf current as well. So 3 knots, if you sit in that, and just to give you an idea of the size, or the distance rather, the length of that, they can probably hang on to the blue from about there to where Renault is now. There's 180 miles, so that's going to be 24 hours. So 3 knots at 24 hours, it can give you 60, 70 miles for free. So that's something to look forward to, and the big picture on that. Excuse me. Lucky I'm not wearing a microphone. I don't know how much they'll track with that, but I think if I was out there planning, the stuff coming out of the Amazon is the trick, because they really need to be out here somewhere. But anyway, we'll wait to see who does what. They want to try and get through this little gap here, this circular eddy. They don't want to be on the other side. They could try going through the middle, but it should be pretty clear ocean there. There might not be much coming out, so you want to target that. And then I don't know whether you'd be over here, maybe, and get a slingshot, because there's not a lot of difference. If you angle your course, if you imagine sitting in your current, coming down here, and try and pick that, because that's pretty big as well. Jeepers. That's, you'd be getting, come on, let's look for that distance here. Yeah, 250 miles. That's another 60 odd miles. I think that's still the smart thing to do. Come right in here and then slingshot out and just come on up. What's the weather doing in that part of the world? Let's see. Come on, get out of there. We want to do wind. We want wind. There we go. Yeah, it's still on the beam coming up. Well, I haven't looked at a routing program and I haven't really been concentrating, but my first impression, there is a strong temptation to ride these currents right down into this corner and then come up here, which is the wind just forward of the beam. That's the difference. If they stay with this, the wind is just after the beam, and if they get down the bottom here and then they've got to sneak up through here, the wind is just forward of the beam or right on the beam, which is not necessarily going to be as fast. So they've got some decisions to make yet. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I've got no idea what they'll choose. There'll be a bit of follow the leader for sure. If Renault takes off and sticks with this current, no pun intended. So if he stays in the present current, he will then have to make some decisions on what goes forward. So we'll watch that. That's interesting. A little bit further away, the sea state, the waves all pretty good. Started to pick up here. There's 3 meters on the beam, 3 to 4 meters, and let's look at the weather now going forward. So that's what they've got. I think you can all see that. Yep, that's not too small. So we just push the weather along for a day. That's a day. It's pretty much the same, softening off a bit, but they've got a nice breeze. And they've got the current next day. That's the next day. Looking all right. And there's a bit of yellow up here, up forward. So we'll just walk it through for a few days. There's 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Yeah, it's blowing up here. But 5 days, it's 600 miles. So yeah, they've got some wind coming. So let's see. So there's about 700 miles ahead. So we'll see how far it's 700 miles, 5, 6, 7. I think I got reasonable. It's too far away. 7 days, it'll probably change. But certainly great sailing. Wonder what the temperature's doing. It might be getting hotter. So let's just have a quick look at that. Temperature. No, it's pretty constant. Maybe just a little bit hotter going north, but that's no problem. Cloud cover. Have they got blue? They've got a bit of a mix. They got rain through there, so they're going to get. There might be squalls as well. You know, when I see rain like that, and clouds and activity, and they're on the edge of the doldrums. You know that system through there. I don't think the pressure will show. No, it doesn't. So that's kind of interesting. Anyway, that's a bit of a look ahead. If we look at the leaderboard, I just did this before we came on. Before some interesting stats there. If we go for recent, they're all moving pretty quick. All right, 130, 140 miles. I'm thinking, oh, jeepers, I hope they don't beat us. We're in on the 2nd of March, so we're okay. Rob's coming in on the 6th of March to do all the drone filming and all that stuff. And I thought, oh, jeepers, they might beat Rob. But based on recent speed, so that's their current speed. If we look at Renault, he's doing 6.1. It only says 117 mile a day. So anyway, let's look at Peeler then. Based on a vector made good or velocity made good, 138 in the day. Her suggested ETA is the 7th of March, and I'm pretty confident they're not going to make 138 mile a day for the rest of the trip. They've got about 1,750 miles to go. So I think the earliest we'll see anyone is probably going to be about the 8th, something like that. If we look at their speed overall from the start, it brings it back to the 8th and the 9th. And I think that's going to be more to the mark. And that was what Renault was saying. His projection before the start was that he could arrive as early as early morning on the 8th of March. So they won't beat Rob. So that's pretty cool. Everyone can see where they're at, but I think there's something going wrong definitely with Renault's total distance for the 24 hours. That's not correct, but his current speed and position is correct. Rightio. So that's it. I'm coming back here. I don't think there's anything else to show you there. I forget the number of days, but it's hundreds. So you're now looking at me. Okay. Now, this is where I might lose you because I'm running off this internet. I'm about to read so if I disappear, it's because I'm gone to a different one. Here's, so the situation with the sickness in the fleet. You probably saw Jacob came down with something and Jasmine came down with something. She very nearly didn't start. Hers was different, and Kerry's come down with a different one. So this is yesterday, origami. The heat, humidity, and bustle of Recife took a toll on my health. As we left port, I succumbed to a fever and bronchitis. It hit really quickly, and I needed to find a quiet water space to enable some rest. Hence, I headed straight for the edge of the continental shelf, away from fishing fleets, etc. Still no sign of improvement. Last night, my sheet parted from my A3 in a small squall. I transferred the halyard load to the last cleat and recovered the sail onto the foredeck. Even a simple task like that wiped me out. I hoisted the jib and returned to the cockpit, where I collapsed, doubled up with stomach cramps and shaking uncontrollably. Not the best example of a solo sailor. Today I started taking antibiotics, so I hope to be back in the race soon. So he's definitely impacted by that one. We knew about that, but he didn't want to talk about it in the beginning, and now he's made that report. So that's what's going on there. I'm not sure how Jasmine's doing now, but I think she's doing okay. Adam, report. Little Wren is enjoying the wonderful sailing conditions. She is settling into a starboard tack, although says port is her better side. It's a funny anomaly the way you stack the boat up or whatever it is, and I've noticed that on some of the sailing I do. For whatever reason, the boat will perform better on one side than the other. But it's interesting to hear Adam talk about that. Who knows why? But I know exactly what he means. So they're the only two reports that we have there. So that's pretty cool. And now we'll just say good day to a few people. Anita, good morning. Sounds and looks good. Skipper, cool. Thanks. Good evening for everybody. Craig, also watching, cool. And Renault, the number of miles per 24 hours is wrong on YB. Thanks, Renault. Yeah, I figured that. I could see because the speed was right, but not sure what it is. We'll talk to YB again and try and sort it out, but at least you're on time, so that's cool. And Tracker, morning, Tracker. G'day, Ayrton. We are tip top, enjoying the calm and gentle sailing since leaving Recife. So the sea state, yeah, looks pretty straightforward, pretty good. And I'm here with David Scott Cowper, and he had managed to catch up with Adam at some stage when he was building the boat here. So I saw Little Rand, he's been watching stuff. I was really surprised at the number of people that we're finding, not out in the street, but they'll come up, they know us, they know the voice and all the tracker updates and all that stuff's quite funny. So there's a lot of people following. We see a few up here, but people get a bit of knack on it. I haven't checked in on. Oh, I checked in on Mara yesterday, so she's still having fun out there. She put a spinnaker up for the first time off her tree. So first solo spinnaker set. It's really quite crazy, but anyway, bit of fun. And all's good on the fleet. So we will see you all tomorrow. Yes, same tomorrow. We're on the road, but we will be stationary for the update. Thanks for following. Tell your friends, all that sort of stuff, and we will see you all again soon. See you later. Oh, I've got to put that up. Oh, I did a good talk yesterday with Jesters about everything. See ya.